Forsaken with the scorching sun and burning sands, extreme temperatures in a day in the absence of any water for life. On this sterile land, one can only feel the heat of the burning sun and see the endless sandy hills without any human trace. Long time ago, when there were abundant water and trees, this vast land was the object of adoration for those who lived on the other side of the Mediterranean. However, what is left here from the past brilliant civilization is the sinister ruins. The traces of the old civilization are corroding in the desert heat and sandy winds. But what are they testifying by their oppressive silence behind the scenes of history? Where is the water gone to? The Quran says it is water that makes all creatures alive. Thus, their endless thirst for water is rather an earnest prayer toward Allah. And this prayer is materialized into tenacious will toward the Green Revolution. The indomitable will of Libyans to revive the fertile land of water and trees, the once prosperous land of milk and honey, was itself a great step for the great man-made river project called the Eighth Wonder of the World. The pipes manufactured on the 3 production lines in the Sario plant and the 2 lines in Braga are transported in the big vehicles through the desert, which has rejected human footsteps for so long. These are the Doa people who brave the sandy wind of the desert, armed with the state-of-the-art technology and equipment and the firm will of Koreans in order to realize the GMR project. The project requires works for pipe manufacturing facilities, pipe production, pipe transportation and installation, and the relevant maintenance facilities. The pipelines are literally veins of the desert, which convey water of life through the barren land. At the pipe manufacturing plants in the inland region of Sarir and Braga and the coastal region respectively, tens of production processes are interconnected and conducted without any aberration. One pipe weighs no less than 75 tons with a diameter of 4 meters and the length of 7.5 meters. In order to make pipes resisting enormous hydraulic pressure, we had to interconnect 9 steel sheets, roll them with the ring, and put them to a strict hydraulic test. Once the pipes are successfully tested for hydraulic pressure, pre-stressed concrete is poured into both ends of the cylinder and undergo 48 hours of fostering process. The total volume of cement used for pipe manufacturing of Phase 1 only amounts to no less than 2.7 million tons, including 35,000 tons for both plants' construction. Once a pipe is completely cured, PC wire of 7.25 millimeter diameter is wrapped to upgrade tensility. The PC wire used for pipe production weighs about 500,000 tons with a length of 2.93 million kilometers, the equivalent length as 87 times around the globe. After the wire wrapping and through a second curing process, an enormous pipe is completed at last. The manufactured pipes are stocked in a stockyard before being transported to a pipe installation site. This is the site for producing the aggregates used for pipe production. The total volume of the aggregate produced at the sites located at Sarir and Brega and put into the Phase 1 is no less than 13.4 million tons, which is also a world record volume for a single project. Self-supplied electricity and water for operating the plants come from the inland regions of Jalu and Sarir. The power transmission line amounts to 231 kilometers, while the power distributing wires 297 kilometers, enabling us to solidly feel the difficulties of the project. Road construction should proceed to transport the pipes from the stockyard to the sites of installation. The length of the road networks built along the water pipelines is 561 kilometers in coastal area, 667 kilometers in desert area, and 286 kilometers in water pumping area, making the total length 1,514 kilometers. Now the pipes transported on big trailers are put on the site of installation, lifted by a 450-ton crane. The laying pipes are so big that workers inside the pipes look very small. These pipelines are linked without any discrepancy. At long last, they form a long water conveying line through the deep sand of the desert. The depth of excavation to install the pipes is approximately 7 meters, and the digged and reclaimed soil reaches about 237 million cubic meters, realizing another world record in a single project. This volume of soil would make a 72-meter-high round tower on a space of 30 million square meters. This makes us feel that the expression, the eighth wonder of the world, is not at all an exaggeration. The number of the pipes installed in the vast desert sand during the Phase 1 is no less than 150,000, and the length is 1,872 kilometers. The water of life is instantly assembled through the lengthy pipelines, and its torrential flow will eventually fertilize the desert, which is the ultimate goal of the GMR project. This is the construction site of the man-made reservoir at Azdabia. Water rushing through the desert is gathered together here. The reservoir is built at the point where water from the Sarir and Tazerbo well fields is redistributed. Its diameter is about 1 kilometer and its height is 10 meters with a capacity of 4 million tons. The pipeline is linked from here to Benghazi eastward and westward to Sirte. Water has hidden deep in the Sahara for so long a time. However, it has returned here like gospel thanks to the earnest prayer of Libyans for the Green Revolution and the steadfast will of the Donga people. Water will saturate the thirsty land of sand and moisten the depth of the desert, reviving the green land of milk and honey. The GMR project is the top priority project of the government of Libya. This project is a great work to fertilize the desert by transporting water to coastal areas of the Mediterranean from the massive natural underground reservoirs deep in the desert through pumping up the same amount of water as the Nile has flown for 200 years. The project is categorized into 5 phases. The phase 1 is conducted on the eastern region, and the western area is phase 2 with contract amount of $5,550,000,000 US, which is going on smoothly at this moment. The project phase 1, completed in about 8 years, required 20 million man-days of Korean workers of the Donga Consortium and 5.5 million units in total of 140 kinds of heavy construction equipment. With the completion of phase 1 of the GMR project, the Donga Consortium has made a new epoch in the history of construction. Water of life we drink together in laughters and cheers. In the distant future, when the Sahara is transformed into a green land of milk and honey, the accomplishment of Libyans and Koreans will remain here as an indelible trace.